Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. Tonight, if you thought politicians were arrogant, well, okay, you were right, but you have no idea just how arrogant they really are. Tonight, truly shocking video that boggles the mind, coming from a so-called public servant who is mocking someone who is trying to vote for him on the border. Plus, Elena Kagan. She doesn't like being labeled a progressive. This is really good news. We have exposed who progressives are. You've done your homework, and now they don't want to be labeled a progressive. And the stories in the news. I look at these stories and things don't add up. Will the media even bother looking into these stories? Questions, not as many answers tonight, but it seems to be more and more the story of America. Hello, America. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you. Every night we gather together, and sometimes I feel like you and I are the only ones. The good news is I travel the country enough to know that we're not. We're not alone. There are more of us than there are of the crazy people doing things that just don't make any sense. I know I'm not alone looking at the news every day and going, wait. What did they just do? That doesn't make any sense. Or watching the news and saying, wait, that explanation doesn't work. Afterwards, after watching the news, I don't feel enlightened. I am left scratching my head. Sometimes I'm left yelling at either the person who's commentating or the politician who is speaking. But most of the time, lately at least, I'm left going, that doesn't work. This morning I'm sitting in my office and I'm reading the news about BP and the oil spill. And again, I'm left with more questions than answers. I don't like asking these questions, but I don't think I'm alone. Something's not adding up. And it's not just BP, but let's start there. Let's just try to solve the oil problem, because you know we already have the solution, right? But let's just look at the problem here. Obama is blocking 10 Republicans from visiting and touring the spill damage. Representative Steve Scalise, he wanted to fly 10 people out, but was denied. Okay. BP also has one of the worst safety records in the business, if not the worst of all time. Over the past 5 years, 26 people have died. 700 people have been injured. BP has had accidents and safety violations, 760 safety violations. They have paid $373 million in fine. Now, to put this into perspective, in that same time period, Sunoco, ConocoPhillips each had how many safety violations? 8. ExxonMobil had 1. Wow. Now, does anybody remember the campaign that BP was doing before the spill? This campaign used to drive me nuts. What? Earth is on a carbon footprint. What are you talking about? Oh, British Petroleum became Beyond Petroleum. An oil company. This really bothered me because I thought, here's an oil company ashamed of what they do. An oil company wanting to reduce carbon. How are you going to do that? They're going to have to go beyond petroleum. Great. Watch their ads.
What size is your carbon footprint?
The carbon footprint, that I don't know.
Whatever it is, the whole population of the world, make that a very, very big number.
How much carbon I produce? Is that it?
You mean the effect that my living has on the earth in terms of the products I consume?
Of course it was the guy in the scarf. Oh, you mean, one time I was over in France, and they explained the carbon footprint to me. Please. Environmentalists all getting excited. What's your carbon footprint? Did you know that BP wanted cap and trade? By the way, unrelated note, kind of. Enron was the biggest supporter of cap and trade. Now it's BP. John Kerry was originally planning to announce his big cap and trade, called the American Power Act, in conjunction with 3 oil companies. One of them, this little piggy, was BP. Of course, the spill derailed the photo op, but it really hasn't derailed now the emergency we needed for a new energy bill. Emergencies help. Every day that spill continues, it increases the chances of cap and trade getting passed. In completely unrelated news, it has been 71 days since oil started shooting out of the Gulf of Mexico. The president has had 71 days to think about the foreign assistance offers of help that have poured in since the beginning. 71 days to say, ships that could help. Give me some time, I'm thinking about it. 71 days. He's now accepted that help. But what took him so long? Again, completely unrelated. Have you seen this ship? This is a whale skimmer. Look at that. A whale. This is a skimmer for oil. Biggest skimmer in the world. Been itching to go to help clean up the spill. Okay. In 71 days, we have cleaned up 600,000 barrels of oil. That ship? Wow, look at that ship. That can clean up 500,000 barrels per day. Oh, by the way, it's still in dock. Yeah, that's in Virginia, sitting there right now. The EPA is, hang on. Let me think about it for a while. They haven't decided yet if it meets their standards. Like I said, things that make you go, Also completely unrelated, BP is the single biggest supplier of fuel to the Department of Defense, with the Pentagon contracts worth $2.2 billion a year. We also showed you how George Soros and the uber-rich progressives stand to profit from an offshore drilling ban because they get all the new business in Brazil and everywhere else. Oh, by the way, again, completely unrelated, Hugo Chavez is now nationalizing 11 rigs owned by the U.S. Even after Obama's court loss, drillers aren't getting any relief. This is really weird. Hundreds of layoffs. Remember the court case that happened? Well, you can't just shut everything down? These are shallow water drillers that are having layoffs. They're not even supposed to be affected by the ban. But they say that no permits have been issued since the explosion. No permits since the explosion. Which is really weird because the explosion happened on April 20th. Okay? But the government says, oh, well, no. These layoffs, I mean, sure. I mean, if it lasts just even a couple of more weeks, many drillers are going to go under and out of business entirely. But the Interior Department spokesperson says, no, the delays are because there are new safety regulations put into place. And nobody has complied yet. The safety regulations were put in place on June 8th. For those of you who don't read the calendar every day, this is before this. Another story this week nobody's paying attention to. Let's just try to solve this. What does this equal? I don't know. But somebody's not telling us the truth or the whole truth. I saw an old episode of Perry Mason the other day. You swear to tell the whole truth, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I had a conversation with my kids. What does that mean? The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now, let's solve another one. How about the econ crisis? The new financial regulation bill. The news today is Obama did the right thing and took all those evil taxes out of the bill. You don't want to have those evil taxes for the banks. No. And he found a way to make up for the lost money. Yeah. What they're going to do is they're going to end TARP 3 months early. And at TARP, they've got $11 billion there. So why would they tax the banks when they can just get this free money from TARP? Because, see, they're looking out for you. And if they tax the banks, they know the banks will just charge you for that money that is being charged to the bank, so it'll come out of your pocket. While this money, let's not think that one through.